Hey, rookie. Can't sleep either. Yeah. That was a tough day. I spoke to the doc over at Sacred Hearts. Yumi's gonna be alright. Her protective gear did its job, keeping the injuries to a minimum. Still, she's gonna be out of commission for a while. A couple of weeks, maybe a month. I know it could have been way worse, but I'm still a bit shaken by the whole thing. If that beam had fallen a couple of feet closer, well, you were there. Not to mention, being a teammate down is going to negatively affect our company's ability to perform. I know the captain is going to put in a request to the Fire Force Command in Tokyo for a temp member, but seeing how stretched thin all the companies are, it's unlikely. I want you to know you did really well. Both the captain and I are impressed by your attitude and work ethic, and when it counted, you were focused and professional. You kept a level head, even when the building was coming down around us. I know you had some doubts if you belonged here when you first arrived, but I just want you to know that you have my full confidence. Here. Paperwork. May as well get some work done. Our shift starts in like an hour anyway. Yeah, these night calls are never fun. It might just be my imagination, but it feels like the number of calls we get is only increasing. You know, my first year on the job, we'd get maybe 3 calls per week. Now it's not uncommon to get 2 per day. I pray the whole human combustion thing isn't getting worse. No, I guess it's best not to think about it for the time being. Can I ask you something a little personal? Do you find this work fulfilling? Like, yeah, I know maybe not today, but in general, when you ride back to the station, do you have that warm feeling of a job well done? It's no big deal. I'm just, never mind. Me? Well, I guess I used to when I first started, but now it's a hard job. Maybe over time it just gets to you. To be honest, I don't know what's worse. Taking every vanquished infernal to heart, or not feeling anything anymore. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the mood down. Hey, have you given any thought to the company exchange program? Good. Do you know where you want to apply? The first, yeah. I could see that one coming. Oh, it's not a bad choice. It's just every cadet wants to visit the Great Holy Soul Temple. And Captain Burns, he's the stuff of legends. No, I don't blame you one bit for wanting to spend any time there. It's just, it's a little cliche. No. I'm not trying to discourage you. Look, I'll put in the paperwork myself, okay? Well, I mean, if you're looking for suggestions, you can always spend some time at Company 6. I know Kyoko well. A month at the hospital would give you a solid foundation of the medical side of things. And if you like it, in a year or so, you'd be able to apply for a full-on medical apprenticeship. 2 years DMT, another 4 or so, you could be a full-blown doctor. Now that looks good on a resume. Yeah, maybe you're right. Your abilities are much better suited for combat. You can always apply for Company 2. My old stomping grounds. Yeah, that's right. Honda was my captain when I got out of the military and joined the fire force. Tough as nails. But nothing will prepare you for life of a fire soldier like living with the second for a month. You know, wherever you decide to go, it's probably fine. You'll get a good experience anywhere. I take that back. I would personally avoid Station 3 or 5. Yeah, the Hijima industry-sponsored companies. Captain of the 3rd, Giovanni, has always given me the creeps. And Hibana, Captain of the 5th, well, let's just say she's a touch eccentric, to put it lightly. I doubt you'll learn anything of value there, if I'm being honest. The Hijima Industries likes to keep everything they learn locked up tightly. There's not much chance they'd share what they know with you, even if you asked. The 7th? What about it? They're kind of their own thing. They're completely independent. There's no denying Captain Shinmon is a legendary fire soldier, and spending any time training with them would be hugely beneficial. It's just, we don't really have any ties to the 7th. But, look, if you really want it, I'll draft up an introduction letter and a proposal. No guarantees, but who knows? You know, honestly, if you want my opinion, I'd go with either the 2nd or the 6th. Our companies get along quite well, and we've had a lot of luck with students from both. Actually, do you know Daitan? She was a soldier here. Gosh, probably 3 years ago now. She spent a week at the 6th and found her true calling. Last I heard, she was almost a full doctor and just transferred to Takayama. Yeah, to do her residency. I don't think I could do that. I'll let you in on a little secret if you promise not to tell anyone. Okay? Deal? I can't stand the sight of blood. Fire, completely fine, but blood, oof. Just the thought makes me lightheaded. This one time, back when I was at the 2nd, Honda had us running drills. He got some of the fire soldiers from the 4th to set up a couple of cars to test our abilities, you know, big explosions and stuff. And now, typically, fire soldiers are more for infernals, and we leave the fire suppression to the fire department, but Honda always had this policy about being prepared for anything and helping out where we could, so just good old-fashioned putting out fires with some of the stuff we drilled on. So anyway, first car goes up, start to put it out, and just as we get close to extinguishing it, boom, another car bursts into flames. The sound startled one of the people I was training with, and he whipped around and hit me in the face with the butt of a fire extinguisher. Yeah, right in the nose. Tensions were so high I didn't even notice at first. We all rush over and put out the 2nd car, no problem. I'm feeling like $1,000,000. I could do this all day, right? One of my teammates sees me and flips out. I feel my face. I look at my glove. My nose was broken. As soon as I saw the red, I go lightheaded. I start to stumble back. Fortunately, my team had my back and grabbed me before I fell. They practically carried me to Honda, who shuffled me off to the nearest hospital to get checked out. It was all fine, just, embarrassing. That wasn't the only time. Just before you arrived, the captain was helping me make some supper. This was probably a couple months ago. No big deal all the time, whatever. We're just gabbing, chatting about the team and stuff when he slips and he cuts a little bit off his finger. Barely anything. He goes and grabs himself a Band-Aid because it's on his finger and he's having some difficulty putting it on. So he calls me over. As soon as I see it, I'm already drifting. Even though it's barely a flesh wound, my stomach is churning. Not doing so good. So I still myself, help him out. He looks up and says, "Thanks. Are you feeling all right? You're sweating pretty hard." I had to play it off like it was hot in the kitchen. I don't think he bought it. Caught a glimpse of myself in the window reflection. I was pretty green. The food was good, though. Well, that's enough embarrassing personal stories for now. Are you having any issues with the new template for the reports? Yeah, it's a little confusing. Something about trying to standardize the template across all companies. You just need to remember that the description of events goes in the large box, and then anybody you reference, be it teammates, bystanders, or victim, you put a number beside them, and then fill it in the smaller boxes. You just have to do their information separately. I know it's a pain, but, paperwork's half the job. When we went out on that false alarm, I think it was the 3rd. Yeah, on the 3rd. Do you remember the name of the guy, the one who called in the fire? He thought he saw an infernal in the flames. He was, the guy wearing pajamas. Haruto. Yeah, that sounds about right. Did he say the fire started in his house or the house next to him? I know. I should know this, but if you remember, I got there late and then I didn't get much of a chance to interview him. Right. He saw the infernal from his window in the neighbor's house across from him, right? And then he ran around to all his neighbors and got them out safely. Good guy. Most people just get as far away as they can. I guess I can't blame him. All these infernals have everyone on edge. Were you with the captain when he interviewed Mr. Haruto? No? Do you remember who was with him? Yumi. Well, I'll make sure to talk with the captain before I submit this. Did I ever tell you about that time the captain and I caught the arsonist? This was before he was the captain and I was just the rookie. Real psycho. He was completely convinced that he was an infernal. He would dress up himself in burnt clothes and paint himself head to toe black. He even taped shreds of colored paper to himself to look like flames. Guy would go around setting buildings on fire and then terrorizing the people who fled. Yeah, he burnt 2 houses, a gas station, and a convenience store before we finally caught him. Somehow he kept getting away until he tried to set fire to an old hotel. This time, however, the owner caught wind and gave him one hell of a thrashing with a broom handle. Yeah, the old lady who owned the hotel had heard about the serial arsonist and was convinced she would not let it happen to her family's business. So she had slept 10 days on her balcony, broom handle in hand, just waiting for someone to try to mess with her business. Yeah. When we finally got there, it took 2 guys to restrain the arsonist and 4 to hold back the old lady who was beating him. Well, we sent the guy to a psychiatric hospital, and the captain sent a basket of flowers to the hotel owner. To this day, myself included, anyone from the old team can stay free at her hotel. And the captain gets thank you cards from her every year on the anniversary. Oh, that reminds me. Have you had a chance to go speak with Sister Murray? She wanted me to remind you that should you need guidance, spiritual or otherwise, to come see her at the chapel. You know, if you want to talk about anything or just want to get something off your mind, you know, you can come talk with the sister or the captain or me or... I'm sorry. I'm just trying to look out for you. I don't mean to insinuate or anything like that. I've just seen too many good people get chewed up and spat out by this job, and days like today where nothing seems to be going right, I just want you to know you're not alone. Okay, good. Oh no. I forgot we have advanced training tomorrow. The captain booked us time at the 4th's live fire training facility. We are drilling how to rescue survivors from roofs and balconies all day. Would it be terribly unprofessional if I asked the captain to postpone the training? Yeah, you're right. Never gonna happen. Well, I'm gonna try to get 45 minutes of sleep before the shift starts. You gonna have out more paperwork? Alright. Stay strong, rookie. You know we got your back, right? See you in 44 minutes.